What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. The rookies of the year have officially been handed out, and there's a lot of confusion surrounding those rookies of the year because fans across the game are thinking, hey, we just got a free draft pick courtesy of the prospect promotion incentive. That's not the case, and I'm going to break it down in just a moment. Holy breaking rumor. We all know that Juan Soto is going to be a very rich man very soon, but it's being reported that he's going to near Ohtani money, and that's because the Mets owner, Steven Cohen, is an absolute madman, and he's willing to have the overspend of the century to get Juan Soto on his squad. Willy Adames and Corbin Burnes, we have some updates on those guys as well. Just a reminder, everyone, we post MLB recap almost every single day, so if you want to stay up to date on the game of baseball, hit that subscribe button. And one more thing, recap is brought to you by SeatGeek and Underdog Fantasy. Use code Fuzzy. It is official. Livy Dunn's boyfriend has won the 2024 NL Rookie of the Year. I wonder if that's ever going to get annoying. And truth be told, every time I see Paul Skenes online, he's with his girlfriend. So what do you guys think of that? I think it's kind of cool because Livy Dunn, she's a superstar in her own right. But anyways, let's get back to baseball. I'm yapping. At 22 years old, Paul Skenes turned in a minuscule, a tiny 1.96 ERA. And if you guys like the sabermetrics or advanced stats, he had a 2.45 FIP, which is electric. He also had 170 strikeouts and 133 innings. He started the All-Star game, and he was also named a top 3 finalist for Cy Young. He's the first rookie since Jose Fernandez to do that. Pirates fans were thinking, okay, Paul Skenes, he was obviously a top 100 prospect. He won Rookie of the Year, so we're going to get a free draft pick. That is not the case. The reason why Paul Skenes is not eligible for the PPI, the prospect promotion incentive, if you guys don't remember, this came around in the lockout where players were basically saying, we want to give owners an incentive to not hold back top prospects and manipulate their service time. So if you call them up and they win Rookie of the Year, you get a free, usually top 35 pick. Here's the thing, though, about Paul Skenes. He was not called up until a few weeks into the season, so he did not accrue 172 days of service time. So even though he won Rookie of the Year and was top 100 on all of the major prospect rankings, he was not eligible to get a free draft pick. Now, here's the confusing part for me. So Bobby Witt Jr. this year will net the Royals a free pick for 2025 because he was named a top 3 finalist for MVP within his first 3 years in the big league. So you have to finish top 3 within your arbitration years. So does that mean Paul Skenes next year, now that he has a full year of service time, if he finishes top 3 again in Cy Young, will have the Pirates a free draft pick? Or because he already finished top 3, does that get negated? I'm a little bit confused, so if you guys are experts in baseball PPI knowledge, please let me know in the comments. Paul Skenes finished top 3 in Cy Young this year, but because he didn't accrue enough service time, he's not eligible for the Rookie of the Year PPI or the top 3 finalist for Cy Young PPI. But what if he does it next year or the year after? What about that? Here's one thing for certain that I can tell you guys. Paul Skenes, even though he did not get his team a free draft pick, he earned 1 full year of service time despite the fact that he got called up later in the season. So that's one of the incentives. If you win Rookie of the Year or finish top 2, you get a full year of service time. So Paul Skenes, I hate to say it, he just got a whole lot closer to leaving the Pirates. But hopefully Bob Nutting does the Pirates fan base a solid and just signs him right now. Just give him a deal. Real quick before we talk about the American League Rookie of the Year, I do want to tip my cap to Jackson Merrill, who finished in 2nd place, and Jackson Chourio, who finished in 3rd place. They were both legitimate superstars from June to October. I am giving them the superstar label at least from June to the end of the season. Jackson was a lifelong shortstop. He goes to center field, and he made it look like an easy transition. And from June 8th to the end of the year, Jackson Merrill almost hit 310 with 21 home runs and a near 940 OPS. So he was a legitimate impact maker. Jackson Chourio is even younger than Jackson Merrill. From June 5th, so just a few days before Merrill started going off, to the end of the season, Chourio hit 305 with 16 home runs, 15 stolen bases, and 890 OPS. He also played some pretty solid defense and left field as well. Merrill and Chourio are going to be superstars for the next decade, but to me, Paul Skenes, I do think that he was the rightful winner of the Rookie of the Year. But I'm not going to lie, if I was a voter, I would have had a hard time not voting for Jackson Merrill. That's how special he was. Luishill of the Yankees has won the AL Rookie of the Year, and just like Paul Skenes, the Yankees will not be getting a free draft pick because Luishill, despite the fact that he won Rookie of the Year and had all of the service time requirements, another requirement to be PPI eligible is that you have to be top 100 on 2 of the 3 major prospect publications, and Luis wasn't, I think, top 100 on any of them because he kind of fell off. I'll talk about him falling off in just a second because it's not entirely his fault. Now, Luis in the first first half was an absolute monster. He had a 2 ERA with 96 strikeouts in his first 80 innings. So when Gerrit Cole was out, Luishill was essentially Gerrit Cole, but a little bit better. Now, Orioles fans, they're going to bring up his 5.15 ERA over his final 71 innings, but then Yankees fans will answer right back and say Colton Cowser was one of the worst clutch hitters in baseball. So for every argument you can build for Luishill or Colton Cowser, there's a lot to tear them down. The AL Rookie of the Year race wasn't as special as the NL, let's face it. Here's one more thing about Luishill. People are clowning on him because he's older than Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and he's been in Major League Baseball, like in the big leagues, since 2021. Here's a fun fact for you guys. Luishill won Rookie of the Year in 2024, even though he faced Kyle Seager. Kyle Seager hasn't played since 2021, but Luishill, by definition, is still a rookie because he hadn't reached 50 innings pitched or 45 days on an active MLB roster. If you don't remember, Randy Arozarena, he had 84 at-bats before his historic 2020 postseason, and then he won Rookie of the Year in 2021. So he had all of that postseason to kind of get acclimated to Major League Baseball. He tees off in 2021 and wins Rookie of the Year despite the fact that he had a lot of success in the bigs already. Colton Cowser, I mean, he had 24 home runs, played sensational defense, 11 outs above average, but he struck out a lot. And a lot of fans are saying that this is collusion. The Orioles would have had free draft picks in back-to-back seasons because Gunnar won in 2023. Colton would have won in 2024 if they had given it to him, the rightful winner, as Oriole fans will say. Colton Cowser was PPI eligible, and same with Austin Wells, because Austin Wells, he was on the roster long enough and he was top 100 on 2 of the 3 publications. So Luishill was the only guy in the top 3 to not be able to give their team a free draft pick. Go figure. Here's how I would fix that, because I think that's kind of stupid. I would go to every single team in baseball and have them present their top 3 prospects, the 3 prospects that they think they're going to use the most. I think that it's stupid and way too arbitrary that we have outside sources figuring out top 100 when a lot of the top 100 prospects aren't the team's actual top prospects, if that makes any sense at all. Go to the teams, have them present their top 3, and if any of those guys win, cool, because Luishill, to me, if you ask any Yankees staff member, he was probably a top 3 prospect going into 2024 because of all of the context that went into the season. The breaking rumors coming out of the Mets camp is that they have offered Juan Soto $660 million for 15 years, and they called Juan Soto crazy for rejecting 15 years, $440 million with a lot of deferred money from the Nationals. Yeah, call him crazy now. But the reports are that Steve Cohen, the richest owner in baseball by far, I think he's worth more than every single owner in baseball combined. Again, these are just reports. Take these with a grain of salt. The rumors are saying that he is willing to go $50 million over anyone's offer. So when you have that alongside Shohei Ohtani's deal, that would completely reshape the landscape of Major League money and contracts going forward, because yes, Juan Soto isn't a very good defender. He's also not fleet of foot. He's not fast, but Juan Soto is in fact one of 6 players ever to have 200 home runs and a 950 OPS through age 25. The last few guys to do that, Juan Soto, Mike Trout, Albert Pujols, and Mickey freaking Mantle, the Commerce Comet. I mean, we're talking about a pantheon offensive talent right here. Now, I do want to mention that Mike Trout got 12 years, $426 million back in 2019, so he was 27 years old. So considering he was 2 years older and the market was a little bit different back then, he's making about 35 and a half. If Soto, honestly, I'm going to say this right now, because Mike Trout got $426 million, the most that I would go if I'm a GM, I'm not going a penny over $550 million. Absolutely no shot, because this contract is going to run into his late 30s and early 40s. $660 million. The only reason why that number is even attainable is because Steve Cohen desperately wants to win a World Series, and Juan Soto, he would be a big and impactful bat in that lineup with a Lindor and a Mark Vientos, and maybe Brett Beatty breaks out. I have no idea, but the Mets are trying to get towards Ohtani money. Now, here's one more wrinkle, and this is something that is happening probably as we are making this video. The Dodgers are officially meeting with Juan Soto today. Not only that, but the reports are saying that the Dodgers are also in on Corbin Burnes. Are you serious? Now, the Orioles are also considered a front runner as well, but I'm hearing that the people who run the financials of the Dodgers said that 2024 blew their projections out the water. Now, this is me assuming, this is me making an educated guess. I'm thinking that they got close to $1 billion in revenue. I'm thinking that they netted $500 to almost $750 million in pure profit. So if they use that on a Corbin Burnes and a Juan Soto, don't be surprised. Willy Adames is generating a ton of interest as well. According to the rumors, the Braves, the Red Sox, it seems like the Red Sox are in on everyone, including Garrett Crochet and a Juan Soto. The Blue Jays, same exact thing, just without Garrett Crochet. Did not know that the Blue Jays had one of the richest owners in baseball. I just forgot about that. Also, the Astros, they're in on Adames as well, who is a walking 50 extra base hits with great defense. He kind of had a 2020 Tatis-like year at shortstop, a lot of errors, but most of them were throwing errors. Adames is still a fantastic defender. Don't get it twisted. But yeah, the Braves, Red Sox, Blue Jays, and Astros, they're trying to get Willy Adames. I mean, how can we discount the Dodgers? They're probably in on him as well.